Well, good morning. I woke up to no rain. That was good. And since I have cell coverage, there's no rain in the forecast. It's just going to be cloudy, so hopefully that makes for a good fishing day. So really happy with that. So slept pretty well last night. Woke up just before 4. Had to go out for the bathroom break, but and slept back in till just a little after 7. Been laying in the tent for about 20 minutes here, so, but it's not too bad. Temperature says 41 in the area, so that's not too bad. I didn't get cold last night, so very happy with that. Let's go get the bear bag. Get some coffee going, a little breakfast, and try to get on the water. Hopefully land a few wild brown today. We'll take a walk over to the bear bag together. I guess I probably put it about 50 yards from where I was. You can see it out there. Let's go ahead and get it down. So I keep it very simple on the coffee. Taster's Choice freeze-dried coffee. I'll put 2 of those in there for some strength, and I like a little sweetness, so Tastel. I don't know. I buy this caramel macchiato, I think mocha, and something else in a bulk pack off Amazon. I actually get both of these off Amazon in bulk. I just had to replenish my stash a few weeks ago. It was getting kind of low. So, but yeah, I keep it very simple on the coffee. I like coffee, but I'm not a coffee nerd. I actually feel a little mist coming in, and I can see down the creek this way between the valley, and it looks a little foggy. It just might be some fog moving in. That would actually be really cool. Only one time have I been able to fly fish in the mountains when the fog was rolling in, and I got the coolest picture of it. Oh, maybe 8-10 years ago. I was up here in the mountains with my parents. I camped for a couple days, and then they met me up here, and my father was out there, and he took a picture of me out there casting out there. It's the coolest picture with the fog. and me out there fishing. So. I tell you, these canisters don't work very well in the cold. I know my Thanksgiving trip, week before Thanksgiving, now one of the canisters was getting empty and it didn't have that much left in it. So, that had a lot to do with it, but this one's probably only half full, but it's fizzling out. And, I read about that with some of these, some of the canisters. I've actually watched somebody do a tested like 5 or 6 different brands, and yeah, they had different amount of time until they ran out, and boiled water, different things like that. So I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. This was the first time I purchased these canisters. I've had, I guess, a couple of them. I've had 2. Gotta find my spoon. And other canisters, yeah, I've done some winter camping, but not this cold. So, but anyway, I'll have to buy some different ones. I'll certainly be out in February sometime. It's actually February 2nd, again in February and probably March. And try to notice if there's a difference. But yeah, that wasn't burning. Last night, yeah, I boiled the water, really quick for my dinner. But that started out really hot and it was fizzling out there at the end. Yeah, there's plenty in it. Oh yeah. Good to have that. Warm the hands up without the gloves. Yeah, there's definitely a few raindrops. I just felt one on the back of my neck. I mean, when you get a forecast, yeah, get some cell coverage, but this is in the middle of nowhere. So you got towns further north, and then you got towns further south. I was able to get a forecast, but this here back in the mountains, and yeah, could be a little small cloud coming over. Well, there's definitely a fine mist out here. I can see it covering everything that I had out here. So even though it wouldn't get hurt if it got wet, it's just that you got the wetness on it. You pack it up and wherever it needs to go, it's damp. So yeah, these are these fleece gloves or mittens with the finger cut out. By the way, awesome to have. But getting back to these canisters, one of the things I didn't mention, when I read that article and watched that test, they'll, in the cold weather, they always get cold anytime you use it, even in the summer. But in the winter, they can, of course, freeze. And this one's got ice in it. And I think maybe some of the better made ones, I'm not sure. I'm definitely going to do some research because, yeah, you can hear the chunks of ice and slushing it around. So when I was boiling the water for the oatmeal, yeah, it was fizzling out again, and that's exactly why. So definitely going to do some more research and make sure I get some good canisters. I don't know if they're made different. If anybody knows more about that, had any experience, the same situation, maybe some of the canisters that might be $1 more per canister, $2 more. Maybe they're a little thicker and help with insulation, or something they mix in it, maybe. Not sure. But yeah, that could be a big problem. But one other thing I think I'll do is just put it in the tent with me. I mean, I always just put them under the rain fly, stowed, different things like that. I put it on the rain fly, or, set this tarp up in case it was, raining significantly this morning. But if I just put them in the tent with me, that'll be enough warmth to probably keep them from freezing and getting ice in it, especially in this temperature. I mean, it's not extreme cold. I think, like I said, when I woke up, it said 41, probably a little bit cooler here, probably in the 30s. It definitely did not get below freezing here, and even in the town north of here, I think their temperature was right around freezing, but this is a little bit lower altitude. But yeah, the fog is definitely moving in, that's for sure. So I'm going to eat this oatmeal and get the waders on. And I think I'm just going to start hiking down the creek. I've got, trying to remember what I left on the rod. Oh, I had the little stone fly with a black chubby on top. But what I plan to do is just hike down the creek for a good mile and a half. So what I haven't mentioned is that I'm actually on fishing the same creek that I fished in my week before Thanksgiving winter fly fishing trip. What I really wanted to do, again, was just scope out the area. If I fish a lot, that's great, but to see, how Hurricane Helene impacted the most northern part of this creek. And to be honest with you, it pretty much looks the same. Yeah, there's some blowdown and along the creeks and stuff, but because it's much more narrow here, more pot bunkers, drop-offs, and huge massive boulders in it. From the short area that I fished yesterday and hiking in and looking into the creek, it looks pretty much the same. Of course, the water came through here really high, and certainly pushed trees over and so forth, but the rhododendrons along the banks and stuff like that, it looks really good. So really happy to see that. It didn't get up. I'm above the creek here, and the water didn't come up here. A couple other campsites that I've camped along this creek over the years, you can tell the water didn't get up to those either. So they're really happy. Hopefully the fishing recovers quickly. So that mist was getting a little bit heavier, and my light puffer jacket is not water resistant, so I switched that out and put the wading jacket on. So It's just a really fine mist. I think it's more fog is what it is. 'Cause, yeah, the tree line right up here, you can see the fog right at the top of the tree line. Yeah. So in the last, let's see, not my Thanksgiving trip, but the trip when I went to the Smokies with my buddy Mike. So right at the close of that trip, I did a review of some deck boots. And since the hike into where I am today is not so severe, I actually brought these deck boots. I always carry in some, my hiking boots, or hiking tennis shoes, whatever you want to call them. That's ultralight. It's got good grip for when I'm, walking around the campsite and, things like that. In the summer, I have a pair of Keens, that are like sandals, but they have the toe on the cup, so you don't stub your toe. You can certainly hike in those. I'll carry those sometimes as well, but I decided to carry these with me. Again, when you're out here and you're going to be putting wading boots on and all that, you need something that's just easy to take on and off and so forth. So I brought these in, again, probably a pound heavier than, hiking in with the other things I have. But I hung them on the back of my backpack like I do the other shoes, and it wasn't bad at all. But man, I'll tell you, I've really enjoyed having them here because I'm just slipping them on and off, getting in and out of the tent, and with it being a little misty here, and then of course walking down to the creek to get water, wash my pots, rinse my hands, things like that. Of course, you can get in the water a little bit, and you don't have to worry about getting your feet wet. So I'm not going to take them on all my trips, but I will bring them in on trips where the hiking is not as extreme, where it's a little flatter. Around here, it's pretty flat. I mean, some of the backcountry campsites that I've camped in, I wouldn't want these because going down to the creek to get water, or they're gathering firewood. Yeah, you need something that's going to really dig in and so forth. But for places like this, it's great. I mean, and the easy pull off with the little knob down at the bottom, and then these loops here to pull them on and off, and have been amazing and so comfortable because you're not lacing up some shoes, some other shoes. Your feet get a chance to move. So remember, the brand is kalkal. So check them out. You can buy them on Amazon. You can certainly buy them on their website. But yeah, just a refresher. The company reached out to me on Instagram one day and said, "Hey, we want to send you boots." I just kind of laughed it off. They sent a follow-up again, and a week later they sent me these. So I did a thorough review at the close of that the final part of the trip that Mike and I took, out by my house on a lake that's, close to my house. So you can go get a thorough review there, but check them out. If you're looking for a deck boot, these are great. I like them. So I've just been hiking down the creek this morning, just to see how the creek looks, and then going to hop in and fish. Well, I got to an area to where the creek bends, and this area where the creek bends and there's some islands in it, probably in this area, and then upstream probably several hundred yards, this is totally different. This is unrecognizable from what used to be here. I mean, this looks like, trucks just brought all this these boulders in. None of this was here. This was a flat run right through here. But you can see right there, that wall of trees. You can see the creek just coming through here real small. It probably passes on the other side as well, so it just rerouted and made this just massive levee, let's call it. It even runs a little bit on that side as well, so pretty amazing. I saw another section where there was a little bit of a bend, and it really widened it up and knocked the cliffs out. So, but anyway, I don't think I'm going to tackle that. Sure, I can, easily climb around it. I may try to go over through there just to go down a little bit further. But yeah, pretty amazing. I decided to take a break. I got a little warm hiking all the way up here and navigating some of the areas and stuff like that. So took the sweater off. Gonna put the wading jacket back on. But yeah, this pile of boulders here that I'm sitting on is a good place to take a break. It's always good to get out and explore, see how a creek changes. You don't need to spend a lot of time, fishing. Sometimes it's just getting out, exploring, camping, getting out into the weather here, just getting out into nature. So it's been really, really good. So I'm certainly going to fish a few hours on the way back, but it was good to come down this far to see the creek and so forth. So yeah, pretty amazing what it did down here in this section where they got a couple of bends in the creek and so forth. All right, put a couple of more midges on my line. I still got this, don't know how this is going to come out, but I've got this foam hopper that's pretty much the color of the rocks out here. So not easily seen by the fish, hopefully. Then I put it's like a combination of a pheasant tail, hare's ear. I've caught quite a few fish. It's got a little UV resin on the top, real natural looking. It's a size 16 nymph hook. And then one of the new midges I tied, it's just a zebra midge, but with a slightly different look. Let's see, where did it go? It's so small. It's on a scud hook. Not sure if you can see it or not, but it's black thread with red wire and a little black UV dub and a silver bead on it. So I think this is a size 18. So that's probably 2 feet. Further up, a lot of the plunge pools and stuff as I was coming down the creek and crossing the creek a couple times. Looks probably about the right distance. These aren't going to get down fast anyway, so we'll see how it goes. Maybe I take the zebra midge off, and I got a couple of other midges that'll just kind of float halfway up in the water column, just to see. At this point, I just want to land one fish today. So probably fish a couple of hours and then go back to the campsite and pack it up. So hopefully the next time you see me, I'm going to be bringing in a fish. There's certainly a big old boy been attacking those trees. That's fresh too. Man, look at that. That's awesome. You can see he's been scratching in the ground right there too. All right, so I'm switching away out of the midges. So I bounced through here with the midges, good plunge pools. Ended up getting my line all tangled up, so I switched back to the little zebra midge that had the red wire wrapped around the black thread, and no luck. So I keeping the same dropper, but I just switched to a pink Frenchie. See how that works. I've always been successful with the Frenchies in here, so let's see what happens. It's got some weight, so it'll get down pretty quick. It's a jig style hook, so I find I do less snags on that, so we'll see. I'm moving really fast through here, so half a dozen casts to hit all the seams, and then I'm on. In the spring and the summer, this is pretty much what I fish a lot. I'll use a pure dry, no foam. It'll be a little bit smaller, but the water's up, so I need something that can stay up. And this Frenchie's pretty heavy. It's got lead wire plus a tungsten bead. So anybody that's still with me, how would you fish this water? Spring and summer, I'm always fishing a dry dropper through here, or if I see a hatch and there's a lot of bugs, I'll just go with a pure yellow Sally by itself, a caddis, an Adams, and just hit the dries all day. But most of the time it's a dry dropper with zebra midges, pheasant tail, Frenchies, pink Frenchie mostly. I've caught a few on lime green Frenchies, but pink Frenchie seems to be more productive. But anyway, if you're still with me, comment on how you would fish this water. Some of you probably would do a Euro nymph, but haven't got into that yet. It's definitely getting down quick. I got snagged a couple times there. That's what I want, get down fast. That's a good run there. Just hoping something's hidden underneath the ledge of that rock down there. Perfect spot. Same right there. Seems like the sun's trying to poke out. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Beautiful plunge pools and runs through here. Man, that is a beautiful pool there. Probably could switch out to a streamer and run a streamer through there, but I really don't feel like changing the fly. Could be a few just chilling down there at the bottom. I may have just lost my Frenchie on my back cast. I caught a rock or something. Let's see. Let's see. Yep. Put another one on. Alright, since I didn't have any hits on the pink Frenchie and I lost it, I'll put a lime green Frenchie on. Run it through here a little bit. I mean, I'm certainly not near deep enough, but something might see it and come up from the bottom. I'm not going to change a whole rig out. Okay, I'm camping not too far from here in May. In the spring and the summer, after you've been fishing up for the day, come hike down here and come swimming in this pool. Whew. Man, this is gorgeous. Get in the rapids down there. One more cast. Well, maybe one more. Again, right on the other side of that rock. A little bit further. There we go. All right, let's stair step up this baby. So I realized after my last two trips that I needed to get back in the gym. I used to hit the gym a whole lot. And COVID shut our gym down for on and off for about a year. And I just never got back in. My daughter lifts weights a lot. She probably goes 5 or 6 days a week. So when she was here for the holidays, we got into it, and I got back into it, that is, and going with her. And now I've been going 3 or 4 days a week since then. And yeah, it certainly makes a difference. I mean, I've been riding my bike to the gym, which my subdivision is very hilly, so that's a heavy workout. Days I don't ride my bike, I work legs. I'm even doing back squats again, so. And then working the upper body. And so what I'll do is, to help with the cardio, I'll do a set of legs, then have no break, go straight into an upper body set, then take a little bit of a break, and then just keep doing that all the way through the workout. So it's helping with the cardio, and then of course working the legs helps with the legs coming up and down these mountains, you know, with anywhere from 35 to 45 pounds of gear on my back. So, man, this is gorgeous. So I mean, it was actually a pretty easy hike in here. Now, granted, it was mostly downhill, but still, with the weight on your back, yeah, it's kind of back part of my normal routine again. So that's really good, because I'm gonna have to keep working out to be able to do this kind of stuff. This is not just driving your vehicle down the forestry road along the creek and hopping in and fishing. So hey. I always loved this section of the creek. I've been fishing here. I mean, the drop pools, the runs are excellent. But fishing's not excellent, or it could be me. That would also be a nice little jacuzzi to hang out in the summer, spring. Man. Again, this is probably too deep for what I'm fishing, but I've certainly fished pools like this in the past, and fish just come up from the bottom. I know a lot of the brookies that I've caught up in the higher altitudes, and you come through a pool like this. I mean, I've had brookies just come flying up, hitting the nymph and actually hitting the dry. Oh, I see a bug coming up off the water there. Be another one to run a streamer through. Back to the campsite. I got skunked, didn't land anything, but it was a fun day though. I mean, boulder hopping, going right through the teeth of this creek. Man, that was a good workout. I mean, it really got rugged. Some of it I just stopped filming. I kept fishing though, and you know, good runs, great runs. You know, that really fit a dropper. You know, well, probably, you know, all the Euro nymphers out there probably would have done a little bit better, or the 10-collar rod. I've got a friend that is deadly with this 10-collar rod. It probably would have worked a little bit better, but who knows. But anyway, it's been a good day so far. I'm pretty hungry before I hike out of here, so I'm gonna eat something and just chill out here for a while and Try to get out of here about 4 o'clock. So it's 2:30 right now. So we'll say hello later in the afternoon. Not a bad place to eat your lunch / supper, huh? Beautiful place. I love it here. It's just such a big playground. Yeah, I love to fish. Fly fish, that is, for, wild trout, rainbow, brookies, browns. But man, just being out here, camping out here in this, it just doesn't get any better than that. I'm having a little beef pasta marinara from Peak Refuel. This one's good. I've had it before. It's got some really good flavor, and yeah. A 1,040 calories. So that'll flat fill you up. Let's see, protein. Where is the protein on here? I know the protein's pretty high, but I can't see it. I don't read very well without my reading glasses. So. Well, this trip is just about done. Actually starting my hike back to the Jeep a little later than I'd planned to. It always takes a while to pack everything up. I think I set it all up a whole lot faster than packing it back up. Plus the tent, the tarp, everything was wet, so I had to strategically put it in the bag to keep other things from getting so wet. Yeah, it's 5 minutes to 5, and it's about a solid hour back. So, but hey, it's been great to be out here. Yeah, we want to catch some fish, but just being out camping, if you do the camping and the fishing, it's just an overall great experience. Let's see. Oh, yep, this is the big crossing, so I'm gonna touch back in a few minutes here. All right, made it across that creek with no major issues. It's a tough crossing. You go straight down with lots of obstacles, trees in the way, massive boulders, big steps you gotta make, a little bit of hops. Then the water's rushing really, really hard as you go through the creek. And when you come back to the other side, man, it's the same way. Straight uphill, big boulders and trees. But anyway, I'll film that one day when I got the camera mounted on me. But anyway, if you're still with me, hey, I want to thank all the subscribers, new subscribers, old subscribers that have been with me for a while. On January 15th, I hit 500 subscribers. And for those in the YouTube world, that's a big deal. And then the momentum continued for the last 3 weeks. And Got over 4,000 hours over the last 365 days rolling, and getting close to hitting 1,000. So thanks everyone, really appreciate it. I started making these videos just to document, you know, for my family, you know, my mom and dad who don't live close by. And it kind of started with my wife and daughter and I going to Utah and hiking Angel's Landing. So if you don't know what that hike is all about, go look it up. So I videoed that with my GoPro. Wow, that was amazing. It's frightening that we did that hike, especially when you see it on film. But anyway, that type of stuff, you know, I have quite a few of those, and I just, you know, keep them for the family and stuff. But I put a couple of these out there, and my daughter told me one day, she goes, "Dad, that's pretty good stuff. You're natural." I was like, "No, I'm not natural." She goes, "No." So anyway, I just kept filming them and putting them out there, and I really enjoy it, and I hope you all enjoy it. You know, I'm not going to name a creek, anything like that. So I'm hoping that some of y'all that recognize the creeks, you know, get a joy of seeing how it's fishing. I'm gonna try to, you know, communicate more of, you know, what I'm fishing with and different things like that. So when we're all out here to learn how to fly fish, it's not the easiest thing to learn. So if you recognize the creeks, certainly don't mention it in the video, because I'm not. But you get a chance to see how they fish, and you know, that'll help you when you go out to that creek the next time to fish, hopefully. So, but anyway, I got another creek crossing here. So, anyway, I'm gonna check back in when I get close to the Jeep. It's gonna be close to 6 before I get there. But anyway, we'll check back in one more time. Well, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. It's 10 minutes to 6. I still got about a half a mile left. Fog's rolling in, so I don't know how much light I'm gonna have left when I get back to the Jeep. So hey, if you're just joining me for the first time, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and more adventures coming in the future. And here's to a good 2025, everyone. Take care.